Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome once again to Edition of Daily Wrestling. We are still talking about the January 12th edition of Monday Night Raw, and I'm not talking about William Regal and Layla, although if you did notice yesterday's edition of Daily Wrestling, it talked about how beautiful Stephanie looked. I'll quickly point out Layla looks amazing tonight as well. Someone in WWE is doing a great job on making the women beautiful, well-dressed, wonderful makeup, very nice in high definition. Obviously not a high definition set yet in the Hellions library, but we're working on it. So, who am I talking about then? Well, there's a segment right after this one involving Mickie James and Cody Rhodes that I want to talk about, but it cuts right into it. I couldn't get the timing right, so you're going to have to deal with this on the screen for a couple minutes, seconds, whatever. The point being, on the first or second edition of Daily Wrestling, there's a very weird moment between Dolph Ziggler and Mickie James, where they're just sitting backstage, standing backstage, leaning against the wall, whatever, talking, and it served no purpose, and I didn't understand why. And apparently it's just Mickie James' gimmick now. Now, I'll play the scene coming up here, but WWE, according to the IWC, the Internet Wrestling Community, you have your champion for the women and whoever's feuding against her. And every other woman is just non-existent. They'll come out with a guy, they'll be in a background scene, but they don't matter. So we have Beth Phoenix as the women's champion right now, Melina as the number one contender. They're getting a lot of the spotlight, but Jillian just, she comes out and sings and usually gets beat. Kelly doing nothing, and didn't you think she would have a women's title run going? She's got how many victories over Beth? Mickie James doing nothing. Candice doing nothing. Like, no other woman's doing anything. But can't we pretend? Can't we, some smoke and mirrors, the big head of Oz and not pay attention man behind the curtain? But isn't there a way that we can suspend our disbelief as the audience to think that there's something going on with the women? Now, let me show you what I'm talking about here. So, ignore this scene. We got a scene coming up here. Let's play that scene.
Do you see all the snow outside? I mean, it's a blizzard, a real-life blizzard. We could get stuck here. They even shut down the interstates.
I hate the snow. I don't understand why we're even in Iowa.
Well, sure.
The only thing that you can think of to do for Mickie James, a 4 or 5-time women's champion, according to the Slammy Awards and the WWE Universe, according to Cyber Sunday, the most popular WWE diva that you have is that she talks to Cody about the snow. Cody, who's supposed to be the big asshole heel in the vein of Randy Orton, Mickie, who's a babyface, just hanging out backstage for no good reason, talking about the weather. Yes, it was a terrible storm in Iowa. Yes, maybe some mention of it. But this is the best you got? You couldn't have someone come bundled in and snow all over them and boy, it's cold. What? Someone's in the ring, called me out, being pissy, rawr, and they take off their jacket and snow pants and mittens and gloves and hat and charge the ring and boom boom and some kicking ass and something ridiculous but entertaining. Not Mickie boy, it's cold. Yeah. And next, are all the WWE babyface divas sleeping with heels? Are all the divas supposed to be sleeping with heels? I mean, Beth is with Santino, and he's a heel. And we got the Kelly Randy Orton thing, and apparently Mickie and Cody. What the hell? This makes less sense than TNA. And no, that's unfair, because I do like TNA, and they do have a fabulous product. But there are times where you're taken out of it, and this totally took me out of it. You couldn't have Jillian back there talking to him, or Beth, or do we have any other heel divas right now? I'm sure I'm missing someone, but couldn't there have been something else, anything else that Layla? Why not? Couldn't someone else have been in this moment? It's just, it was a terrible thing. I was very upset with it. It immediately took me out of the show, and that's part of wrestling. I want my 2 hours of suspended belief, or an hour if it's ECW, or whatever else, Florida Championship Wrestling, something else. I want to believe that this is legitimate, that's really going on, and not be taken out of it. I had a problem with Kurt Angle doing it last week. I have a problem with this segment, and hopefully by drawing attention to it, maybe stuff like this will stop happening. But really, better writing, something else to talk about, something else going on, or both heels. There are many things you could do with this to make it better. So that's it for Daily Wrestling today, and I will see you again tomorrow.